I bought these in Greece. That's 40, what's the name of the Greek coinage? I thought I'd never forget that. There's one more. If you have a chance to go to Greece and don't take it, I don't even want to talk to you. Greece is the most wonderful experience. This is not a Greek dish, but the Greeks are fond of custards and little timblies, these little molds, you see. Well, you get the idea. I've made about a dozen of these, and we put them out on the buffet. No, yours are not going to come out this easily. I know, you've guessed it already. I fiddled around with these before you came and made sure they would all come out so I wouldn't be too terribly embarrassed. There. That will go on our buffet so that we can stand up and still enjoy one another and talk without having things dribble around. Remember, don't put anything on your buffet that can't be cut quickly. Oh, and one more rule, too, that's important. At least it's important to me. Please do not put silverware and napkins along with the plates. If you're asking people to walk by a buffet, they don't need the silverware until they get to the end. Every time I go to a buffet at somebody's home, they give me a plate, a napkin, and the silverware when you begin. So you're juggling all of this stuff. You can't put your plate down. I always drop my plate. That's, you can avoid that by putting the silverware and the napkins at the opposite end. That's really where it should go to start with, you see. Now, I want to show you a very strange salad. One of the things you want to do in a buffet is put a lot of vegetables on, but if they're hot vegetables, you'll be in trouble because, Aunt Evelyn's going to come in late. She always comes late. And there's no way to change the old girl, so accept it. And have things on the buffet that will hold. The lamb curry will hold. The rice will hold. If we have another ring we can put out. Timbly, doesn't matter whether they're cold, hot, medium, warm. And this one is a cold green bean salad with filberts. It's easy to do. I'm going to use frozen green beans, a 20-ounce package that I've prepared simply by dipping them in cold water. So there you are. There's 20 ounces of green beans. And to that, we're going to add some, let's see, what do we add here? I want to add some green onions. There we are. Oh, about 8 chopped green onions. Yes, this is going to be a heavy one. You'll like it, though. It's very, very good. And then we need to add some salad onions. I've got some chopped here. There we are. A bit of white salad onion chopped up, just a handful or so. You can do whatever you like with it. And 2 cups of filberts. And let me show you what to do with those. Where are they? Aha. If you'll put a pound of filberts or so on a cookie sheet and roast them, these have the hulls on them, roast them in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes, you'll come up with something that looks like this. They're very dark. Now, how do you get rid of the hulls? Watch. You simply put your hands together and rub, and the hulls will all be loosened. Unless, of course, you're doing this for many television stations and then nothing works. There we are. And you just blow them away. You see? Don't worry about getting all of them. This will be fine. We chop these up, and we now have almost a pound. Let's get these out of the way here. And we'll add that to our salad. All those filberts, isn't that wonderful? I love them. And we'll prepare a dressing now. And the dressing is easy to do. Let me get a mixer here so we can whip this up in a hurry. And a small bowl. Here we are. Now, we want 1 coddled egg for our dressing. And a coddled egg is simply an egg that's been soaking in hot water for about 10 minutes. Hot water right out of the tap. You don't have to have something boiling or anything like that. So we'll put our coddled egg into the bowl, and then we'll add half a cup of olive oil. Oh, I have olive oil all over the place. Do you keep your things in wine bottles? I do. It works very, very well. Half a cup of olive oil, a couple of tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And remember now, don't use that cheap bottle stuff. I'll catch you if you do. There we are. The quickest way to do that, of course, is with a lemon. Remember, watch the seeds. Watch the seeds. There they go. There he's gone. Okie doke. That's a couple of tablespoons. Oh, you saw the seeds go in there, did you? You have a very good set. Sorry about that. They'll be all right in the salad. I'll strain them out later. I shouldn't leave them there for you. That's teaching you bad habits. And I don't have enough time to change it. Red or white wine vinegar. I'm going to use white because I don't want it to be discolored, you see. And about 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. More oil, always, for a good vinaigrette, more oil than vinegar. If you go into a restaurant and the salad tastes too vinegary, you know it's a cheap deal because vinegar is a lot cheaper than olive oil. This is something new I should tell you? Well, you know, of course it's true. And then we need to add some garlic, as much as you prefer. 2 cloves? Oh, at least. Put in 2 fat cloves. With nuts? Garlic with nuts? Of course. Of course. This is going to be a nice, rich dressing, and it'll be wonderful with the nuts. There. I've got a lot of garlic going here. There we are. When we started this series, I sent my helper out to buy some garlic and a lot of other groceries, and I gave him a list, and I said, bring me back some garlic. He came with $12 worth of garlic. It's an enormous bucket. And he says, that's all right. He says, there are 13 shows in this series on entertaining. He says, you'll use it all. I'm getting low on garlic. You knew what was going to happen. I think that's fun. Some salt and pepper, and I want to put in just a pinch of sugar. Here it is. Just a bit to cut down on the sharpness of the vinegar. And fresh cracked pepper. That's in this department. And a bit of salt. And we'll have a marvelous dressing and a very interesting salad that will act as a, what's the word I want? Act as a vegetable dish and a salad dish all at the same time. There. We don't have to make elaborate buffets in order to tickle our guests. That's not the point. They don't have to, we'll blend that now. They don't have to eat as many courses as we used to eat in old buffets. But they certainly should have a nice variety and enjoy the possibility. Is this thing a kick? Did you see that my little cordless mixer? You can go anywhere in the kitchen with these. I just love it. It's easy for the boys to run around the kitchen and cook too, because they're not tripping on one another's cords, if you'll pardon the expression. There. We'll blend that and put it in a salad bowl. Garnish it with, I don't know, a little bit of parsley. That would be good. Did you get the recipe now? We have in the bowl a little bit of green onion, a little bit of chopped white onion, about 1 pound of roasted filberts, and 20 ounces of green beans, and then we made a dressing of egg, olive oil, wine vinegar. You can put in a pinch of mustard if you like. Dijon mustard would be good. And put in a bit of sugar and some salt and pepper and whip that up. Now we need a bowl. And the plot thickens, you see. You've never heard nuts clank in a salad bowl like that, have you? Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I love this dish. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. This is one of my favorites for a buffet. All right, now there are other salads that we can make, but I want to show you. I hope we have time to do this. Where's my other pan here? Here we go. I want to show you a dish that I stole. I just stole this. Mine is not as good as hers, but I stole it from a restaurant in New York, one of the finest eating houses, I think, in the city, called Felidia's. Felidia is a cat, and Felice is the husband, and Lydia is the wife, and they run a fine restaurant called Felidia, and it's named after their cat, which is a combination of the two of their names, you see. It's on East 58th. And when you walk in the place, Felice and Lydia have a marvelous buffet ready of antipasti. And this one is so delicious that I have to show it to you. What you do is to slice zucchini the long way. You see? Now be careful with this machine. Are you probably caught on to the fact, and if you're a younger viewer, for heaven's sakes, even I cut myself when I'm careless. Don't stand around in the kitchen and talk with people. That's what I do all the time. And that's when I hurt myself. You see how wonderfully this cuts the zucchini? Now we're going to dip that in an egg bath. And an egg bath simply consists of a couple of eggs, a tablespoon or so of flour, and maybe just a tad of milk. Just a bit. What does that mean? A tablespoon or so. Okay? We'll dip it into the... Is this hot yet? If you're watching and you're a young person, again, you have to cook for a long time before you're silly enough to put your hands in a hot frying pan. But I'm Norwegian, and we don't know any better. Oh, my mother has always done that. It's always scared me to death, and now here I find myself doing her same silly habit. It isn't a habit. If you're careful, you can't burn yourself. You see, you got to be skilled with that. So don't try it. Don't try it until you're really very familiar with the kitchen. Now we will dip the beautiful thin slices of zucchini into the egg wash and then into the pan. And we'll brown them on both sides. There we are. All right. This is so much fun. Then we're going to roll them up like little jelly rolls and marinate them with a dressing of nothing but olive oil and lemon juice. A little more olive oil than lemon juice, of course. I'll see if I have time to finish those, but you'll catch on because you can see me roll them. Let's show you with the finished product, and then at least you'll know what's going to happen, huh? All right. Where are they? Here we are. You brown these on both sides. Good Lord, isn't this a mess today? Oh, so what's new? It doesn't matter. You brown these on both sides and then roll them up like a little jelly roll, you see? See how nice and brown these are? Don't take them out of the pan too soon. You want them to be tender and nice. I don't think there's any dressing on these yet. Let me smell one and see. I'm not sure what's on them. Nope, nope. They simply smell like wonderfully, carefully fried zucchini. And what we'll do now is to put a bit of, here's a fork, a bit of lemon juice and olive oil dressing on them. And then put them on our buffet. These are wonderful things to eat standing up. You see, you don't have to do any cutting and butchering. You know why the Chinese use chopsticks? Do you think it's because they didn't have the fork? Are you kidding? The Chinese invented the fork. Hundreds of years before it appeared anywhere else in the world, the Chinese had the fork, but they refused to use it. Do you know why? Because they believe that the cook should do all of the work, and that it is rude to ask a guest to do work at the table. And the work, of course, consists of you and I sitting around, you know, doing this kind of thing. Scrape, 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 pound up. Then we have to change hands, and then we can finally take a bite. Chinese said that's absurd. Have the cook do all of the work so that everything is prepared. And for them, a banquet is simply sitting down and moving the food from a gorgeous presentation into their mouths. There's no work involved. That's how our buffet should be. Then you can, all your guests will have fun. Let me put this out for us here. That's not very colorful in the end. Let me get a... Let me add some kind of color to our buffet. If you have a big long table in your house, you'll be all set. If you don't, use the front room and put it on tables all around and expect people to walk about a bit. And you can have a great time with that. What do we need? Some parsley garnish? I agree. You're right. And some parsley here and maybe some parsley here. Wouldn't hurt at all. Well, anyhow, there are 5 dishes that you can put on your buffet. A lamb curry. Easy to prepare and utterly delicious. Then we've molded the rice into a mold with a little bit of pimento in it. And then we have timblies, which are simply egg with cheese, a bit of carrot, anything you like. And then we have a salad made of green beans and filberts, along with some other little goodies. And finally, our zucchini. And as you can see now, it's time to turn in the zucchini. So as you get ready to leave and we get ready to part, I'll flip over the zucchini and remind you that the point behind cooking is to bring joy. And that's what I want you to do each time you have a buffet. This is the Frugal Gourmet. Until I see you again, I bid you peace. Bye-bye.